Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now, we are joined by Arwin, Sleeping Warrior, Travis, and Jose. Good to have you all.
Hello, what?
What's happening?
Good afternoon.
Hello. Any signs of curvature?
No.
No. Yeah, that was fast, no.
Any signs of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
No.
No.
Any scientific evidence of gravity?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Any evidence for the distance to the sun?
No.
There is no.
No.
Any evidence that we can have a gas pressure without a container?
No.
Never.
I think that's impossible.
Yeah, I've had a lot of discussions about that subject specifically with some people that in their mind at least keep on trying to see the possibility. But I explained to them, because of entropy, whatever is going to be out there, the lowest volumic mass type molecules, they will still, because of entropy, just be forced to take up any space that is there, no matter forces applied. So there's never going to be a vacuum next to any type of gas, because the entropy is just so strong, it won't allow it to happen. It would rather just stretch all the low density molecules apart rather than allow a vacuum to appear at an edge. That just doesn't happen. It never happens. It's not how it works.
Right, you can't defy the laws of nature. Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Right.
Paul Voigt has it. Apparently, he won't give it to me because I'm too stupid to understand it.
Wasn't that the same situation 12 months ago?
No, I only got this the last couple of days. He does actually have it. He won't come on the show and present it because he knows he'll get ripped a new one. But he also claims that I'm too stupid to understand it, so he won't give it me. So I'm now expected to just believe that it's there, even though he won't produce it. So I call nonsense, Paul.
No, that's the exact same situation as it was previously. Paul Voigt claimed he had evidence of the molten iron core, the self-perpetuating molten iron core, the self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth, but he never presented it and sodded off and never came back.
Yeah.
So I don't think the situation's changed. He's just reasserted his situation. It's just been such a long time. Hello, Ranty. Long time no see.
Hello.
Hello. Really good to have you.
How's it going?
Very well.
Don't know. Depends on what points get brought up, Nancy. Sometimes Arwin becomes a baller and starts arguing their points for them.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Have you been watching the show, Ranty?
I've been catching up now and then. I haven't really followed it too much, but every time I seem to listen to a debate, I listen to Anthony and Arwin battling each other. So seems like there's a bit of animosity going on there.
Should we rephrase that? You're listening to Anthony battering Arwin.
So, any evidence of Earth radius, the R value, gentlemen? Any evidence of R?
No. None.
Nope.
R for Ranty. Ranty is here. Maybe he can give us some. Have you caught any curvature lately, Ranty, on your footage?
Unfortunately, you know the score. I've been out trying, and unfortunately, nothing is showing really. Can't find it. It's elusive.
Have you got
Anyone
your
can
camera doing
point
what
me?
you should be doing?
Yeah, turn it on, film, check the footage. Don't see any curvature.
No, I didn't mean that. When
No, I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
Well, weren't you having an issue to do with it, like not recording in 4K or something?
Yeah, that's all addressed now, sorted out.
Sarcastic. What? Oh well. So,
have you missed me? Have you missed me?
Have we missed you?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Yes, definitely. I've missed you, Ranty, and I don't care what anyone else says.
I missed all those wonky horizons, yeah.
No,
And the
I
Alzheimer's hold.
Shut up!
So,
You know what? This is my personal asking, Ranty. We need more footage of you, Ranty. You know what I want to see? More footage of different areas, different sections. It's a beautiful area where you live at, and you get a lot of opportunities for different shots. And I don't know. I want to see more videos from you.
Okay, I'll do my best. I have been working flat out though, and I haven't done a lot of filming in the last 2 weeks or so. But I've still got some stuff that I need to put a video together because we saw, what did I say? Great Orme from the Mirror Ball. Apparently there should be another 300 or 400 missing feet there. Found it. Absolutely flat. Shouldn't see Great Orme from the Mirror Ball. And that's in 4K, Anthony.
We get to see it.
Are you going to present it?
Oh, hang on. No, now you're asking. I'm going to have to find it now, aren't I? Right. give me a few minutes.
No worries.
I'll dig it out.
Ooh, this is exciting.
Right, carry on.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
for the
if you're
chat.
still listening, Ranty, the other day, all the ballers, they told me when they ask for a sign of curvature, tell Nathan and tell your gang that in my footage, in Jose's footage and Ranty's footage, is every single video has curvature. So I presented that to Nathan as a proof of curve of the earth. My videos and yours. How about that?
Clearly, they've not been following the excellent work that we've all been doing, showing how compression, etc., gives the same illusion as curvature. Either that, or they do know about it and they're just trying to obfuscate the point.
Sorry, did you say curvature? I'm sure you mean obstruction.
Mm-hmm.
Anything like I say, anything that's in the way is curvature to them.
Yeah. They can't get over that obstruction thing.
I like it when they start double speaking themselves. That's curvature. The way the buildings are blocked. You what now? I don't see any curve.
But why is
no.
the bottom first?
If you go to this begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking calculator, they have an assumed R value and it correlates with the actual angle of attack causing things to disappear bottom up. And then I say that's curvature, even though we don't actually need to do any of this because we could just look at the numbers at the top of the curve calc with the radius value because it's already got it. But we'll ignore all of that and then call this obstruction curvature. I love that.
Is it possible to edit like dictionaries and like the synonyms and antonyms on dictionary like Wikipedia? Soon they'll be adding the synonym of obstruction as curvature. That little word in there.
Hello, P. Good to have you. Can't hear you. Check.
The real P.
It is, I think.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, there we go.
Did you win, P? I seen you playing poker earlier.
Probably broke even. I won yesterday though.
Gambling is the devil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like gambling.
Just taking a little chance, right? Taking a little risk.
Come on, there's got to be a few cliches. The house always wins, P.
It's immoral to let a fool keep his money.
Speaking of throwing away money, thanks to, is it Ratio Perfect? Throwing away money is smart, says Ratio Perfect with his £2 super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat. It's not thrown away. Very much appreciated.
Boom, yeah, give Nathan money.
That is true. The house always wins. That's why I like poker, because you play versus other people instead of the house. I don't know. Those games where you play against the house, you can't win. You can't beat that stuff.
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
Hello, good to have you. New guest.
Nice to have. Yeah, I'm new. I've been watching since about episode 450 or so. I wanted to get the feel of the water before I jumped in.
Fair enough. Don't blame you. Very wise. Hey, man.
I'm the real Alan B, by the way.
Say again?
I said I'm the real Alan B, by the way.
Okay.
I can verify it with a license if you'd like to see.
Yeah, show your license and
Take your word for
credit
it.
card.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Very well, gentlemen.
Oh, God.
Good to have
Hi,
you.
Rante. Good to see you, Bean.
Good to be here. How are you doing, Mark?
Waiting for some good clear weather.
Absolutely crystal clear here in the Midlands. Literally not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah. It was
Lovely.
here. It was here crystal clear yesterday, but looking over the Irish Sea, no, you couldn't see anything. Probably beyond maybe 10 miles. So we wait up for another day.
Yeah, cool enough over here in Houston. I want to go back to a little spot. I went to do observations, but it was really windy, and it wasn't good. My camera is not the best. I wish I had a P900 at least, which is a little cheaper now. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe in a few weeks, I'm gonna open a little GoFundMe to either buy me a P900 or something like that, because I want to take footage, but my camera is not doing any honors. Well, am I gonna make it? Maybe in a year, I'm gonna be able to buy a P900 if somebody donate a dollar a week. But I'll give it a try.
Better be careful, man. People accuse you of milking the community for their dough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. That's why I've been thinking. I said like, nah, I'm just gonna ask for it, and then I need for gas to do the Poncho train visit in, later on. So
I agree.
yeah,
You will.
might
You'll
give it a
get
try.
you'll get accused of milking the community. So yeah, smash that super chat, people. Be sure to support the show. PayPal link in the info box.
Yeah, right. God knows Soundly's taking more donations than probably any of us in this room. So I'd throw in $10 to prove that bastard wrong. Mind my language.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Soundly also thinks that what did he say? He described me in that hangout with Jose as what was the word he used now? Was it a scam artist, Jose? What did he say?
I don't remember exactly the term.
I think he called me a con artist or a scam artist, something along them lines, because of the GoFundMe. And I was like, "Oh, really?" I said, "Says the one with the monetized channel and all that."
Yeah, right.
He's awful. He's awful. And these people believe him as well. It's mad.
Got a new guest.
You know,
see,
let the
the
results
thing is-
speak. You know.
Sorry,
Well, the
got
thing is, man,
Flat Ball, Arwin from the Flat Earth Society. Okay, thank you for the super chat. All the same, thank you very much, Flat Ball. I think we've got a new guest as well. We get a new guest in. Flat Earth something.
This vegan goy.
Yeah, sorry about that. How you doing again?
Good to have you. Very nice to have you in. Got a full panel. Wow, great. Got your screen presented, Ranty, just so you know.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I'm just doing some finalising of where I actually saw. So 45 miles. If you see what I'm looking at there. 45.23. That's Great Orme. The height above sea level was 40 feet at this time. I haven't done the curve calcs yet, but I'll show you the video. So this part on the left isn't Great Orme. There's Great Orme will be on the right in a moment. It's a sliver. In fact, I'll show you. This is what it is. I've taken a screenshot and I'll just get a bit nearer. All this land here, this is Great Orme. So there is Great Orme. So when I play the video in a minute, you'll see it in a couple of seconds. So there it is now. Of course, it messes up. That's my processor. I need a better processor, apparently. or a memory card or something. But there's the platform, the oil rig. These wind farms shouldn't be seen at all. You shouldn't see any of them. And it was all working fine a minute ago. And now my computer's starting to mess up. Maybe I should just upload it to YouTube.
No, just let it flow. I don't fiddle with it so much.
Oh, right, okay.
Just talk. And if it stalls, just let it and just leave it and it'll start again.
Okay, because it's maxing out apparently, because Anthony was looking at it and he says, oh yeah, that's what's happening with your PC. Because it's rendering it in 4K. I don't have a graphics card that can handle the processor or something. So
this taken with the P1000, Randy.
This is with the P1000, yeah, in 4K. So let's be honest. First and foremost, these wind turbines, you shouldn't see them. The platform, the oil rig there, again, you shouldn't see it. We do come to Great Orme, 45 miles away. The height of Great Orme is only, I think, about 600 feet tall at the very highest point. If anyone wants to do the curve calcs on a 40-foot high observation looking at 45 miles, I think you'll find that Great Orme shouldn't have been seen at all. I think what I will do is I'll upload this video just in its raw form to YouTube, and then you can watch it properly, because playing it through my PC clearly isn't having the desired effect.
I just want to clarify, the P1000 is optical zoom as compared to the 900, which is digital, correct?
Yes, it's optical, yeah. And it can go into digital as well.
Well, that just gets rid of an argument that I know is going to get thrown our way.
Right, okay.
I thought the 900 had an optical as well.
But there we go. There's a screenshot that I took of Great Orme, and I was able to triangulate it with the turbines and the oil platform. So I know exactly what I'm looking at, and that is Great Orme. Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll upload this to YouTube now, and if anyone wants to go and look at it, they can download it themselves and check it out, check the information. But 45 miles, let's do the curve calcs on that actually.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. You know what the bowlers are going to say, right? What the hell happened to those turbines? They're either tiny or they're buried or they're behind the curve. You know that,
right? I do. 45, but I know what the answer to that, what we can counter with that is. So hidden should be 936 feet, essentially, from that distance. 40-foot observation, 45.23 miles. But if you remember the boats and how they get compressed from the bottom, and then outside of the narrow viewing angle, everything stays the same. So if you look at the wind turbine, for instance, on here, so if you imagine, obviously, you've got the inferior mirage and the repeating of the fake waves that are at the top that we've talked about many a time. The fake waves, they're not the real waves. And you've got the compression of the stems or the hubs of the, not the hubs, the stems of the wind turbine. So they're being compressed just like the hulls of the boats. And the actual things that you can see of the wind turbines are outside that very narrow viewing angle. So they stay, essentially, looking at them is like the top parts of the boat that don't appear to be compressed at all. So it's absolutely consistent with the work I've been doing with the boats and looking over at Devonshire.co. It's just applying that same logic to the wind turbines.
Very cool. I love it. How are you getting on with the new camera then? Is it more difficult to handle because it's that much heavier?
It's bloody heavy when it extends.
Yeah,
It's
I
not,
imagine.
you know, the P900 I could get down on the beach, and I know it was wobbly and stuff, but trying to do it with freehand on the P1000, it's almost impossible.
Well, have you got yourself that tripod yet?
No, but I'll buy it this weekend.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you know what,
on
Nancy?
eBay.
You can do it with an old feather pillow as well. If you use a feather pillow instead of the tripod, put that on the floor. It's one of the most sturdy things that you could ever use, and it supports the whole camera, because when you put the camera on top of it, the whole camera's supported, so you get basically zero shudder.
Right. Well, we've had some fantastic weather, honestly. It's been really good, and I've been gutted that I've not been able to get down and do any filming, but I've needed to get this work done. It's just as simple as that. I was on a time scale that I had to have it done by, and I couldn't take any time off to go and do it. But I think maybe Sandra might have done some footage.
Yeah, Sandra's been doing some fantastic footage.
Yeah, I'm gutted. But I'll be on it now, though.
It's not a competition, you know. You've been doing stuff. Don't make any apologies. You've got stuff that you've done right now on screen. So I don't know why you're making apologies. You don't need to.
Okay. Well, like I say, I'll just... I've got a couple of videos that I want to put together to put out to prove that the atmosphere is the cause of the inferior mirage as opposed to the curvature of the Earth. And I've got it absolutely nailed down 100% proof that it is the atmosphere and cannot be any kind of curvature whatsoever. And once I get that video out, that will tie in everything else that I've been doing this year, all the other stuff that I've been working on.
Going to do a bit of a shout out to a YouTuber. Thank you very much for presenting that, by the way, Ranty. That's really appreciated. But a guy called Flat Earth Perth, who's not got very many subscribers, but is doing some absolutely fantastic small-scale representations of things that look curved when they are not. So a big shout out to Flat Earth Perth, who's doing just great work. He was the guy that got mentioned about a month or so ago because he was doing lots of exposure on Greater Sapien. Do you guys remember him coming up in that regard? Maybe not. Well, he was on Greater Sapien's case. Now he's on Soundly's case and replicating some of Soundly's observations in small scale. He also got, I don't know how, if it was a larger channel, he'd no doubt get a copyright strike for it, but he basically republished someone else who'd flown a helicopter over the causeway and showed just how flat it was and, you know, drew all the lines of perspective into it and how flat the horizon was, all that sort of good stuff. Just great, you know, showing it from a different perspective, basically, a higher elevation. And he's doing a Mickey take because he's like, look, it's the world's highest tripod, and then he goes to a manufacturer that shows they're enormous. It's like the height of a tree, you know, just absolutely massive tripod being extended with a GoPro on the top of it. But anyway, it was just a good video. I will dig it out and stick the link in either the description or in the chat if I get a chance while the show's live.
If I may, I just want to point out that I find it astonishing after 1,500 years of supposed spherical Earth existing that everybody is relying on this unknown guy named Soundly for their appeal to authority. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, 2,000 years of globe belief, and the best they can come up with is from, what, 2017?
Let me just correct that. I think that is a massive exaggeration. There's not that many people that cite Soundly. The main Ball Earth people do. But anybody that's not one of the main protagonists daren't mention Soundly because he's laughed at by everybody else.
That's not entirely correct. I do see other people reference, like chat trolls.
Mars.
Like in areas that
let's test it.
Hold on, Anthony. Hold on.
Right, the CBS article. In the comment section of the CBS articles, people posting his pictures.
Oh, it's absolutely absurd. I hear it every time that I get into an argument about curvature at all. I even bring up density chamber. First thing they throw at me is Soundly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So he is widely known.
I don't know if
that's good enough for them, I guess.
That may be the case, Owen, but like I say, I'd like to promote the anti-Soundly, or at least for the moment, the anti-Soundly, which is Flat Earth Perth. So check him out if you're in any doubt about what Soundly is and isn't producing.
Hang on a minute, you're missing off the anti-Soundly that's a little bit closer to home.
Oh, obviously, everybody on the panel, notwithstanding the fantastic work that goes on here. I mean, Ranty alone has done the same distance observations, i.e. for comparison's sake to Soundly, and shows at 18 miles there's, what's the word? No curvature.
Correct.
Right.
Oh, everybody that's tried to duplicate it. You know? Everybody that's tried to duplicate that has failed miserably, which means that he's a liar, plain and simple.
Yeah, that's the point. Nobody can validate or verify his work. Either his work, like specifically, or what he claims by his work at just 18 miles. Nobody's getting the same results.
Yeah. How do you know they're not intentionally failing?
How can you intentionally fail? You can't manipulate anything.
Yeah, I'm scratching every observation that have been made to replicate Soundly. Even myself, I'm gonna scratch that. I'm gonna look forward for my own observation, and I will replicate him or not. But I'm gonna do my best to do it. Like being honest.
How
Whenever
about
flat earthers try and replicate like a ball Earth proof, they intentionally fail it.
How do
No,
you
this time I'm not because I have faith that he's gonna be there. I mean, he hasn't show up to some people that have invited him, but this time I think it's a done deal. I think he's gonna be there when I get there, and I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right.
Pig, how do you intentionally fail to observe something that is it's either there or it's not, right? How do you intentionally fail?
So like with the Cavendish experiment, they intentionally put these Cavendish experiments together with like a string and tape to
So
intentionally
with regard to
fail it.
soundly, for example, if we go and do a similar observation at the same distance, how do you assert that we intentionally fail it?
Well, you take because you take pictures of the curve and then you show a picture of the curve and then you just say it's flat. That's a classic propaganda technique.
So every video that Ranty puts up where he's like a foot off the floor, off the water, who's it that's claiming that it's a proof of ball earthiness? In the chat comments, it's always you baller trolls, regardless of the content of the video, regardless of critical analysis of the fact that at 18 miles it's the same distance as Soundly, and he's not getting the same results, but yet you lot all claim that it's a ball earth proof.
how about 23.7 miles? Would that work? Because this is what I'm showing now. This was from 23.7 miles away.
Is that a full zoom?
That's not quite full zoom, and that's with the P1000.
Don't forget.
And I had to do some color contrast on it to bring it out a bit better. And what the camera's trying to pick up there is actually the lighthouse, which is like 18 miles away.
And let's not forget, none of these buildings should be visible if Soundly's work is true.
241 feet should be missing.
Soundly's work would demand that none of these buildings are visible, right? But you see them. Why? Yeah.
How high are these buildings? Like 10-story buildings or less?
No, the highest one there is 167 feet. All the rest, including the one that joins them up, is about 80 feet above sea level. So 241 feet should be missing though.
It's like when Alan B was just accepting stuff from NASA without critical thought. If you just accept stuff from Soundly without any critical thought whatsoever, you'll just believe it because it's the convenient truth. It has a name for that. But if you realize that there are hundreds of flat earthers all around the world doing similar distance observations and realizing that they're not validating these results, then Soundly's work, by that virtue of that fact alone, the failure to validate and verify the observational claim, means that nobody's validating Soundly's work and his work's not credible. Otherwise, everybody would get the same results. Shut up!
I don't think that's true because the flat earthers have a bias.
Oh, and Soundly doesn't have a bias? Come on, man. That's so disingenuous, it's not even funny.
Even if there is a bias.
There's nothing to do with bias, only your methodology.
Yeah, okay? Even if there is a bias.
You take the photo, you take the photo.
It's either there or it's not, and we're seeing stuff. We see too far, PMARS.
Yeah, I don't think you do. I think you see everything you guys take a picture of is exactly what we would expect to see on the ball.
No, PMARS, you are a liar. Nobody's getting the same level of curve when they do observations.
I saw a video that demonstrates one way that Soundly could have easily manipulated his results to get that picture. There's lenses that you can adjust on, well, I believe, 2 different axes. The guy was talking to this girl behind the counter, professional photographer, that said she could easily duplicate Soundly's results, but she'd have to use a lens and manipulate it.
So anytime you take a picture of the curve, it's a manipulated picture.
There's never been a picture of the curve observed other than the one that Soundly shows us.
No, there's a lot more pictures than what just Soundly has. There's tons of pictures of the curve.
Oh, really? Presented.
Yeah, we'd all love to see them.
It's YouTube. Dwayne Kellum on YouTube. He does high altitude balloon footage. They all show.
No, please bring him to the class right now. Let's see.
And don't tell me it's a fisheye lens, because that's just going to be embarrassing.
I know it's you guys are just going to say it's a fisheye lens. Even
No, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but if it is, we'll spot it really quickly.
Very well. I mean, you're just gonna ad hoc hypothesis
present
to
it. Just
dismiss
present
all
it.
the evidence.
You say there's
that's
all this
all right.
footage out there. Present it. Come on, go. Show us something.
No, I've done more research than you guys, I guess.
But still push soundly as truth, right?
Sure, why not?
Because nobody else if you've done the research you claim you've done, you will realize that nobody else is getting the same results that he's getting.
Nobody, you haven't debunked what Soundly has done.
Everybody's debunked it. We all can debunk it just by looking at it.
I just looked on his page. He's got a picture of some short bridge. I mean, it must not even be a mile or two long, and he's got it showing a curve. That's ridiculous.
So
why would I show you a picture of the curve if you're just going to say all the pictures of the curve are ridiculous? What's the point of showing you anything?
Can you click on my icon, please, PMars?
Because if it was actually evidence that supported a curve, you would be able to defend it with irrefutable evidence that backs up your claim.
No, because you'd create an ad hoc hypotheses to say that my picture is fake or CGI.
Sorry, here's a different angle of the same bridge.
Because it's true.
There's no curve in this bridge, P. From this angle, there's no curve.
Is this Pontchartrain?
Yeah, this is by Flat Earth Perth.
So come on then, Pete, explain this with all your research skills. What's going on here?
Why do I have to? I don't have to explain that.
Yeah, you do.
What?
You've done all the research, and we all laugh at it. So why is this not showing the same as what Soundly shows?
I'll answer that. It's because it's all about the angle of attack. It's sod all to do with Earth curve, everything to do with the angle that you take the photo from.
I was hoping to tap into P's wisdom and his claims of more research than other people. So what's going on here, P?
It's a different picture.
Yeah,
right,
higher angle.
Why is it not doing the same thing?
Because it's a different picture.
Right, but why is it not doing the same thing?
But why does it? Why would it do the same thing if it's a different picture?
Because it's supposed to be curving around the Earth, P. It's supposed to be curving around the surface of the Earth that's curved. That doesn't seem to demonstrate any curve from any angle when you get higher. But when you take it from a particular angle real low, you get this level of distortion. And this distortion makes it appear like it's curving. But then you get higher up and the curve disappears.
Yeah, that little last video of Perth got like over 100 comments. And he got long, long comments, and Soundly is very active in those comments too. I was reading them yesterday, very interesting interaction.
Silence. Is this really a tumbleweed moment? I love it.
Yeah, shout out to Alan
Do
B.
you love it?
Chat. Alan
Shout out
joined
to
the show.
Pontchartrain believers everywhere. Check out Flat Earth Perth.
To be honest, Nathan, that needs to be played again, just for artistic effect, if nothing else.
Okay.
I want to see it again. Please play it again.
No problem.
So basically, this is the antithesis of Soundly's point, right, P? If he's got a straight line on the picture?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's a bent line, is it?
I mean, I don't think any of these pictures, this is what we would expect to see on a ball. So
what you're telling me is you would expect to see a completely flat and level horizon as well as a linear axis on a globe?
there's no flat horizon.
Okay, so my eyes are deceiving me then.
If you use a 360-degree camera, you'll be able to measure the curved horizon.
Well, please show me an example of such footage.
No.
Because
Yeah,
there is none.
I want to know what's your position
Read it
on this
and
video
weep.
that's being played right now. Do you accept or reject this, and for what reason?
No, I accept it. I just don't think it disputes what Soundly did.
Right, Soundly shows a basketball. This is showing it straight as a die. Where's the curve?
It looks like the horizon isn't level in that picture.
Looks like that.
Is that right?
That's not the point, P. The point is about the bridge. Look at the bridge. Where's the bendiness?
This doesn't have to show bendiness.
Really? It's supposed to be
it does if
conforming to a
Soundly's
sphere
supposed
Earth,
to be right.
P. That's
No, it
precisely Soundly's proof of it curving around a ball. Yeah, here we are. Different angle, no curve.
This
Flat
is probably the
as a
best
pancake.
anti-soundly bit of footage ever.
Flat P. Just you
That's
all
why I'm sharing
baltards
this
who believe a liar.
wide and far, man. This is a
It's
great
not
find,
flat.
Nathan.
It's not
I
my
mean,
find,
you
it's
could-
Flat Earth Perth. I keep spamming the link in the chat, so check out Flat Earth Perth.
Oh, I mean finding the channel. I'm going to shout out Flat Earth Perth for sure.
Everybody needs to spread this to get rid of this stupid nonsense of the basketball nonsense that Pontchartrain is being pushed as. We don't live on a ball, and it's definitely not the size that he shows it as. If anybody thinks that we do, you are a moron. We all know it's not true. Can't prove what he's done, but we all know that he's not showing the truth. But for some reason, PMARS doesn't accept this, and this is way better quality than what Soundly shows. And I want to know why, P. Are you just being cognitively dissonant because it hurts?
No, you're being cognitively dissonant because you don't accept you accept this, but you don't accept what Soundly shows.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I accept both of them, and I think they both show the curve.
There's a guy called Andrew John who went back to validate Soundly's work and didn't get any curve. There's a guy called Jose Gonzalez who's on the panel right now who didn't get any curve. And there's another couple of people whose names escape me at the moment, but there's at least 4 people that have gone and done the same work and not got any curve. Yet Soundly goes back and gets it every time he goes, it seems. And I want to know why you think that it's true when there's multiple people that are showing that it's not. And we've now got the best piece of aerial footage showing 0 curve, P. Are you dishonest, P?
Well, I see curve. You don't see curve.
Nathan, would you do it again? I'd like him to point out where the curve is.
Something's really, even generally, only proven if everyone can repeat it.
Yeah.
Scientific method or by any other standard. So if there's only one that yields a certain result and everybody else that tries it does not, and you can't present somebody else that does, then yeah, it's very obvious.
Case closed. I don't know. I think your epistemology is whack.
No, that's just very foundational, basic logic.
All right.
But you know what we're talking about here? This piece of footage, and it's straight. It showed like 100% straight bridge and a straight horizon. I mean, it's nothing to refute here, right?
Yeah. I mean, look at how the water and the bridge actually look. They look organic. They look natural. They don't look as though they've been through some kind of process, right? We don't get that electric look to it that looks like everything's buzzing or electric that we get with Soundlys. And P says that he sees curve here. Well, where is the curve, P? Come on, specifically, where is it? Point it out.
Well, there's a difference with this footage is that they always say you can't see curvature when you're looking straight ahead.
Yeah, but when you put a ruler on the screen, Ranty, a white line.
That's you hijacking my point.
Hold on, hello, CGI Ranty. How you doing? Friend or foe?
He's probably typing a message.
Hello.
Oh. Wow. You have a
It
voice.
speaks.
Has a voice.
I didn't see the level move then. Do you want to say something again?
Oh, he's gone. No worries. Please resume. P, tell us where this curve is.
And why do you reject this, P?
I don't reject it. I accept this and I accept Soundly. I accept them both.
But this is clearly an example, one of many now, that doesn't validate his work. Is this not a problem for you?
I don't think Soundly's work and this are mutually exclusive. I think they're both correct.
Yeah, they're both opposite. They're not mutually exclusive. They're both opposite. One's got a curve like a basketball. The other one's flat. So what's going on?
I don't think
Ranty
so.
Flatter was about to make a point, and he got like hijacked. I want to hear
Hello.
point.
Hello, CGI Ranty. Good to have you. Go ahead, Ranty Flat Earth.
Right. Yeah, I was just saying that, yeah, it's hard to detect curvature, like they say, if you're looking straight ahead. And that's because the water all looks the same and you can't really judge anything with the waves or anything like that. But with this bridge, if it was going around the curve, it would be curved. No height differential would make any difference. So increasing your elevation wouldn't change the fact that the bridge was actually curved. Yeah, they can argue that you wouldn't see it over a body of water because it would all look the same. But a bridge, something you can measure physically, you should see curvature, and that bridge should be bending quite substantially over that distance if Soundly is correct, and there doesn't seem to be any.
But you make that claim, but you don't back it up.
Hey, Earth
We
Flatner,
just
good to
need
have
to
you.
look at it. You can see.
Just look at it. Yeah, I just think that
Can you
epistemology
see-
is whack.
Yeah, but can you see a curved bridge there?
I think your epistemology is whack. You don't
course
see
you do.
curvy, P.
Can
You're
you
not
see a
able to point
curved
any
bridge?
curve out.
Can you see a curved bridge there, P?
If it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it must be a duck. I mean, I just don't think that's the best logic, you know.
Well, no. If it's
It's like
actually stuck to the water, if it's stuck to the spherical Earth, it will be curved like a banana. So you should be able to detect that. And you
Like,
can.
I don't
Especially
know,
when there's a white
but
line.
you make claims without backing it up.
This is backing it up.
It's
What are you
not.
talking about?
Look, but there is like a kink in it.
Yeah, that's the change in the bridge direction. It's not straight that second one.
Yeah, we know this bridge that has a kink there.
It's kinky.
Yeah,
It's not curvy though. Kinky, but not curvy.
Kinky bridge footage.
So, P, how's your epistemology doing right now? Is your epistemology working for you? It seems to be a little bit defunct.
Okay, that's just like your opinion, man.
Well, not really. You're being presented evidence right now that's contrary to your opinion. You know that good feeling in your stomach right now?
This is not evidence contrary to my opinion.
Of course it is. How is it not contrary to your opinion?
Because I don't think I think this is, you know, I accept this, and I also accept Soundly's picture. So that I don't see.
Right, so one's red,
now,
the other one's
guys.
blue.
Sorry, P,
So when
can you
you-
just
Mars
look
is
up
just
P?
trolling us, so-
P, can you look up the definition of cognitive dissonance for us and just read what it says?
No, I'm kind of busy.
It's all right, Nathan. I'll do it.
So when you say you accept this, do you mean you accept that it looks flat, or it looks straight? The bridge looks straight.
Yeah, I accept that it does look flat,
Cool.
but I don't think that means it's flat.
Do you
It's
think that
obviously and observably flat, I would
refraction
say.
has made
That would
it
be the
straight?
phrase. Sorry, Ranty, I just want to slip it in. I would say obviously and observably flat. Unlike
I
the
don't think
distorted crap images that we get from Soundly. No, nothing obvious, nothing sharp about it. No references to where he's taking it from. He doesn't do a 360 pan. He doesn't confirm his location. Just zoomed in permanently for the whole shot with distortion. This is crystal clear from a professional videographer, and it's flat as a pancake, unlike the crap that Soundly gives us.
A lot of these fake conspiracies are just based on, oh, it looks like this, like, oh, it looks like a controlled
What you mean, like
demolition.
Soundly? You mean?
But it's not. Just because it looks like a controlled demolition isn't proof that it is a controlled demolition.
Yeah, nice red herring there.
Yeah, straw man.
That's why I think your epistemology is whack, because you're like, oh, it looks like a duck.
So
it
this
smells
ra-
like a duck.
this-
It must be a duck. I don't think that logic is good. I think that's how people get duped into
If
believing
it
things
looks
that are
like a troll, if it talks like a troll, it's probably gonna be a troll. AP Mars?
That's how I think you get duped into believing lies. It's just like, oh, it looks like this, and then someone tells you what to think. Like, think it's flat. Think it's flat. Like, you guys are just being brainwashed and brainwashing other people because you don't have evidence to back up your claim. You just show
Can
a
you-
picture and say this is what the picture is.
Can you show me your curved
Except
Earth?
we do exactly that.
Can you show me your curved Earth? Because you just have one picture or a series of pictures of Earth from space, and that's your proof of curvature. Because you have nothing else. So P, when you say that we only have images, well, so do you.
Yeah, except we have the guys that actually took it themselves, so you probably don't. You got images you downloaded.
My dad could beat up your dad.
I have no idea. My dad's a pacifist, so yeah.
Yeah, like what is that your bulletproof?
I used to be a flat earther, and then my dad got a job.
Well, my dad has a job.
Come on, P, you must have
And he's,
something else
by the
to
way, a
offer.
flat earther as well. So
What do you mean? I have every piece of evidence and observation supports the globe. So what do you mean?
Well, every observation.
I think if you're an agent here and you're required to be an agent, any type of variance will get you either shot or tortured, including your family. So I think you stick to your guns.
Agent says what?
I said, I think if you're an agent, that you're going to do exactly what you're told by your master, won't you?
You're the agent. You're trying to get people arrested yesterday.
Are you
And thrown in
confined in a
jail.
white
And then
room?
what are you going to do when people get thrown in jail? Are you going to go help them out?
Hey, P, you always seem to be in the same room. Are you confined? Are you being forced to do this?
B, I want to know where your cognitive dissonance issue is, because you can't reject that that footage flippantly, right? It doesn't.
Well, cognitive dissonance would mean like you accept the one picture and you don't accept the other picture. Because
no, it's the uncomfortable feeling.
I
when
accept both.
Evidence
I accept both evidences, and you say the evidence is contrary to my view, but I don't accept that. I think so. The evidence you present supports my view, and the cognitive dissonance one would be the one that is denying Soundly's evidence.
So let's get this straight.
That would be the cognitive dissonance.
So let's get this straight. You accept both pieces of evidence, right?
Got an Arwin troll.
Yes.
But you reject one of them. You reject the interpretation of one of them.
Well, I reject. Yes, I think your interpretation is incorrect. I reject your interpretation.
But there was a straight line on it on the video, right?
Hey, Pete, could you show me your room? Because you're always at the same angle.
Pete, you are a moron. You realize this. On this point, you are a moron.
Well, he may be forced to do this. I wonder. He never really responded to my question.
I believe he's forced to do it. So I think he's maybe his family's being held, or who knows what's going on.
I'm just wondering where you are. You always seem to be in the same place.
Always seems to be here, doesn't he?
I'm just wondering, you know. There may be some people out there that have been committed and just okay.
Where am I? I'm always in the same place too, Arwin. So does that mean I'm confined here, that I never leave this chair?
No, because you've been all over the place with your family and everything. We've seen you actually somewhere else outside of that one shot.
No, that was Nathan Oakley.
Well, even if we were to see him somewhere else, I just think that he's probably either paid or he's forced to be here.
Maybe, but if he's visible somewhere else live, then at least I have proof he's not confined.
Right.
That's what that's why I'm asking.
Actually, prisons are a great place to get people to do things.
Exactly. Prison or an institute.
Or an institution,
yeah. Just look at all the free labor they provide for us.
Well, that's the prison system in America, at least. It's a private system, so they have big corporations getting people to work for 3 cents a day.
That's the global system, my friend. Prison is just a small junction of it. We're all trapped here.
Yep. Hey, on another topic here, I was looking for, I found a flight from Johannesburg to Perth for 10 hours, and it said it was on Virgin Atlantic, and then it said flight from South African Airlines. I went to South African Airlines, and they don't recognize that flight, so that looks like bogus.
Yeah, the Earth is flat because this woman was giving birth on a plane, and they had to stop in Alaska.
Change the subject.
No, so what you're saying is that Virgin Atlantic has a flight that goes to Johannesburg, and then it connects to a different airline that doesn't recognize that flight that would then carry it to Australia?
No, it's showing a direct flight. If you Google it, it's a direct flight from Perth to Johannesburg for 10 hours. Now, for 11,000 miles, that's impossible. However, if you then go, this is on Google, if you then go to South African Airlines and you plug that in, it says JNB is not a, JNB is not a airport that they fly out of. Very interesting. So you can't, it shows as a Google flight, but when you go to the actual airline and you call up that direct flight, you can't find it. Strange though, you can book it through some other places, so I don't get that.
That is rather interesting.
You do JNB to PER. So I'm just trying to, I had someone else bring that up, so I'm just trying to figure it out. Because it shows 10 hours, $881 round trip. That does not make sense.
Yeah, the whole flight system.
Oh no,
is
yeah,
quite
yeah,
confusing.
very strange.
One.
Yeah, if you go to Expedia, it shows it there. Perth, PER to JNB-O, one day, $881. Well, how the hell are you going to go for $881 that far? So
Yeah, I'm
under-
looking at it right now on Google, and I'm seeing 2 flights, and they're both $860. I'm going to see if I can find the connection, like you just said, how it doesn't add up there.
It shows it's a direct flight actually, and I did it on Expedia, and Expedia shows that you can book it, so it doesn't make sense. I know there's an answer, but it doesn't make sense. Well, it allowed me to book it right up to the credit card.
Do the whole steps to see if
yeah, except I don't have a credit card that's going to handle $800.
No, but do the whole thing to see if it.
Yeah, I did it all the way up to the credit card. Yeah. So I'm sure there's an answer, but I just wanted to pass it off to the groups. So a little research here, because that's the kind of thing that people bring up.
Yeah, the flight must exist. John Travolta was in a TV commercial promoting it, right?
Yeah, I'd like to actually get the flight number and then do a flight tracker and show, on-time arrivals, this type of thing, rather than find out, oh, it's just a phantom flight, because that wouldn't surprise me.
I'm seeing times as low as 9 hours and 25 minutes, which is absolutely absurd.
Not for 11,000 miles. It's not enough. And even if it was a Glober thing, that kind of dollars to go there doesn't make a lot of sense for a round trip. But
Wow, that causeway footage really shut the soundly conversation down, didn't it?
Yeah, that thing was flat as a ruler, except for the kink.
Sure is.
Incredible, and it's amazing also because of the height. You can still, if you look very carefully at the end of it, see like this very small curve-like part. But yeah, it's not consistent with the rest of the observation because of the high elevation. It's clearly not curvature.
Yeah, I'll subscribe to this Flat Earth Perth guy. He only has 572 subscribers so far. He probably has a lot more, but we know how Google likes to play.
Who has 500 subscribers?
Shows 572 subscribers, Flat Earth Perth.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't dispute that number.
I think so.
Got to do a lot of work to get real subscribers. I can attest
There's
to that.
so much oversaturation when it comes to flat Earth material on top of it that you really have to go out of your way to find anything that's worth watching regularly.
Yeah, there's a lot of copy pasting going on and re-editing.
It's got a nice ring to it, Flat Earth Perth.
Indeed. I'm glad he's got lots of mentions. I'll stick his...
So he's from Perth?
I think he's from
in a very
Brisbane.
slight different subject. I got a biggest tree in here, and it's walnuts. A walnut tree. I just opened one. This is expensive shit. Per pound, like for Christmas or whatever. You make pies, good stuff.
What is that?
I seen the squirrels taking them. I say, what is it? I crack one open, it's walnuts.
Ah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Good stuff. Protein.
Oh, yeah. Those walnuts are what NASA uses for the inbound asteroids too. Walnuts, almonds, that kind of stuff.
Right.
I have a quick question. How, I don't know if this has been addressed on here before, but what is the consensus on white papers from MIT and NASA, all assuming that the Earth is a flat plane in order to make their avionics work? Like, shouldn't that be a big, you know, clue?
Yeah, I agree, but it gets dismissed by ballers because they say, well, it's just to make the maths easier. And it's like, well, if it was a sphere, I could see them doing that because it would need to do that because the
those papers are from like 1985 when the computers weren't very good.
So you're blaming it on the computers?
20 years
wouldn't-
after they
so
sent
Hold on, hold
to
on,
the moon.
hold on. That's another
doesn't-
problem with
it's not
cognitive
proof of
dissonance.
flat
Hold on,
Earth.
hold on, P.
Computers were good enough to actually send
Hold on,
people to
Arwin.
the moon.
Hold on.
Let me get a
Nathan
word
has a
in.
point.
Right, so you're saying that back in the 80s, having a sphere Earth was too complicated, and that's a good enough excuse, because as far as I'm concerned, if it was a sphere, life would be quite complicated in terms of doing things like flights. But yet they
No, that's
simplify what is actually a very complicated situation by just making it a flat plane, and you think that's justified.
So I didn't say that. I said their computing power wasn't strong enough to show the 3D models. So they had to do it flat models based on a sphere.
But then things
And
would go
I don't-
wrong, P.
Ridiculous.
I
They had
understand.
32 computers.
If you're going to use NASA as proof that the Earth is flat, like why?
They had the
NASA
NASA computer. It was the most powerful thing in the world.
Why are you're being inconsistent? Because on the one hand, you don't believe anything NASA says or does or shows us, but then you want to believe these like one specific white paper that NASA put out. So it's
That's
like
not what we're saying. We're saying
you
why is
either,
more
it...
than
do you
one
believe
thing,
NASA
my
or do
friend.
you
We're saying-
not believe NASA?
No, I don't
We're
believe
saying why
anything
isn't it an
NASA says. The
issue?
point
Well,
that
then
I'm
why
trying
would
to
you use
make.
NASA
Will
as
you let me
evidence?
finish my sentence?
No.
The point that I'm trying to make is that if NASA has to assert that the Earth is flat and then 20 years changes all of their equations, one of them has to be wrong. They can't both work in observable reality.
And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, you know exactly what to do. Probably done it already. But if you like the show, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Not a NASA study.
Both MIT and NASA have written in white papers that the Earth has to be flat in order for the way that they calculate airplanes and aeronautics to work. Both MIT and NASA have it stated in papers I can pull up for you right now if you'd like to see them.